Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Monday right here on Oldies and More Radio. Welcome to the ALL60's and More show. It is our December 13th, 2021 ALL60's show, where I feature my original vinyl 45s from the 1960s. We're getting into the Christmas season here. Was scrambling around with a Christmas instrumental that had, some kind of bouncy. I think I have another one for next week, but anyway, we opened up tonight from January. Well, actually, this one is actually from November of 1959. It wasn't. I thought it was 1960. Maybe I guess it was Christmas of 59. That's the closest we got there. But anyway, this artist was a sax player in the Hollywood Argylls in 1960, and this was his only release. Little Bobby Ray, R-E-Y, and his band. It was called Rockin' J-Bells. Came out on Art LeBeau's Original Sound record label. There you go. Not many really kind of rockin' instrumentals there, but that's what we opened up our 60s show with tonight. But I got a lot of cool records and some requests for you guys, so just stick around for the next 3 hours, 8 to 11 p.m. right here on Oldies and More. And those of you watching Johnny G on the YouTube channel, say hello to you. But let's open up here with this group from Dallas, Texas. We'll send this one out to Bobby listening in Texas. It's the first of 3 releases they had on the Smash record label. This bubbled under on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 130. It was a number 23 record on WAME in Miami, Florida. This one from August 1968. Let's open up with the Festivals as we get into the festive state on Smash Records. The song is called Music.
Nothing can make you move around like music, and nothing can make you get unwound like music, and nothing can make you forget all your cares and worries like music. I said music. Nothing's as sweet as the beat of music, and nothing you can choose can make you lose your blues like music, and nothing will make you feel right and make you wanna dance all through the night like music, I said music. Now when you hear the sound, it makes you wanna jump around now. You hear that beat, you move your feet, and then you move up and down, yeah. Nothing you can do can make you feel new like music, and nothing around can beat the sound of music, and nothing will ever be anywhere for you or me like music, I said music, like music,
Yeah, we open up the vocal portion there with the sound of the Festivals. The Festivals from August 68? It's 66. August 66 release. Johnny G Needs New Glasses. August 1966 release on the Smash record label. Song entitled Music. They're called The Festivals. They have later releases that came out on the Blue Rock record label and also on the Colossus record label. Let's continue here on the ALL60's edition. We go to the Red Bird record label for this gal. Her real name is Carol Devine, but she recorded as Chi-Chi McCauley, and she's out of Philadelphia. This is from May 1964. This is on the Red Bird record label. Let's give a listen to Chi-Chi McCauley and her tune called I Know He Loves Me.
I know he loves me.
That's Miss Chi-Chi McCauley there. That one there on the Redbird record label, May 1964 release, a song entitled I Know He Loves Me. And Warren says he likes the flip of this, so we're going to put this on the side there. What's the flip of this called? Because that was the A side, Memory Lane Without You. So we'll save that one up for Warren a little bit later in the show. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasures show. This next artist, originally from Jacksonville, Florida, but he relocated to Norfolk, Virginia. His real name is Gary Anderson, but he recorded it as Gary U.S. Bonds. You know him. He had a few hits on Frank Guida's Legrand record label. Of course, his biggest, I think, was Quarter to Three. That was the biggest one. And he has another one my aunt purchased in 62. It was called Dear Lady Twist. But he had 24 overall releases on the Legrand record label between 1960 and 1967. This is his final one, his final release, a song that he co-wrote. We go back to April 1968 for Gary U.S. Bonds. Gary U.S. Bonds on the Legrand record label. The song is called Sarah Jane.
Just one little kiss. Each day I try to find a way to get her attention, but she walks on by as though I didn't exist. Sarah Jane, got to tell her that I love her. Sarah Jane, got to let her know I need her. Sarah Jane, oh, if I could only make her understand that I want to be her lover man, that I will do all that I possibly can for Sarah Jane. Da 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 chiliboom da chiliboom da chiliboom da 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 chiliboom da chiliboom da. Here she comes, Sarah Jane. I stay awake all night and think about my Sarah. My longing for her drives me out of my mind. Somehow I've got to let her know how much I love her, or this heart of mine will be forever crying. Sarah Jane, Sarah Jane, somebody tell her I love her. Oh, Sarah Jane. Oh, I hope and pray she'll hear my plea and come and set my poor soul free. Please release me from this misery, oh Sarah Jane. Chiliboom da da chiliboom da da chiliboom da chiliboom da chiliboom da 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 chiliboom da chiliboom da. Here she comes, Sarah Jane. Da 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 da. Here she comes, here she comes, Sarah
That's actually a late one for Gary U.S. Bonds fans, but actually Gary U.S. Bonds, I remember the record I bought, I'm Out of Work. Is that the name of the song that came out? I bought that record when it came out, but that's April 68. That's on the Legrand record label, Gary U.S. Bonds, and his tune called Sarah Jane. Now, the flip side of this record, I'm actually looking for another copy of this. I don't know how much this record goes for. I didn't really pay a lot of money for it, but the flip side is kind of like a doo-woppy record. It's called This Crazy World, and I played it when I was a guest host on Dan Romanello's R&B Review, and all the styrene records that were played on one of the turntables, he ruined them. The records were ruined. I was so upset. I was going to say the P word. I was so upset that he ruined a bunch of my 50s records that were on styrene. The vinyls were okay, but one of the records that he ruined was the flip side of that record that I played, because he asked me to bring up a whole bunch of 50s requests he didn't have. And thank God he didn't ruin that Davy 45 I had. It's like a $700 record, but he ruined. I was able to get a couple of them, but some of them, they just cost me more money. I was just so upset about that. You know, your equipment's got to be right, especially when you have guest collectors bringing original stuff up. That's why you have to be careful. I don't know anybody who guest hosts anymore. Well, I used to do it for Al Bernard anyway. Let's stop babbling here. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. And this gal, she's out of, or I should say this 45 is out of Louisiana on Stan Lewis's Ron record label. This gal had 4 releases on the Ron label. This is her final one, a tune written by Toussaint McCall, and her name is Barbara West. Barbara West, this is from February 69. This charted number 27 on KZEY out of Tyler, Texas. Bobby in Texas or Charlene in Texas. Where is Tyler, Texas? Is it near Austin? I don't know. I don't know my geography, but I know my music. I love this tune. February 69, Barbara West on the Ron label. It's called Congratulations, Baby.
Congratulations, baby. You've done it again. Congratulations, baby. Well, you succeeded. I just knew I couldn't win. Congratulations, baby. You succeeded at nothing. Just fill yourself up. If you give me back my heart, I'll wish you the best of luck. I'm gonna stop this cry and take it with a smile. Yes, congratulations, I'm the one. My true love is gonna come. He's gonna come and make me what I wanna be. What I wanna be. His one and only love. Just you wait and see. I'm gonna stop this cry and take it with a smile. Yes, congratulations, I'm the one. My true love is gonna come. Congratulations, baby. Make me what I wanna be. Congratulations, baby. His one and only love. Just you wait and see. Congratulations, sweetheart. Congratulations, baby. Oh, you've done it again. I know you think you're a winner, baby. Congratulations, baby. But I knew I couldn't win. You broke my heart again. Congratulations, baby.
That's a great sound of Barbara West there. What a cool tune that is. Slightly off center, unfortunately. I bought that from Barry Soltz. I think he charged me like $30 for that 45. Anyway, Barbara West there, February 1969 release on the Ron record label, song entitled Congratulations, Baby. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition. Those of you tuned in on the Oldies and More Radio Network, and also those of you watching Johnny G on the YouTube channel. This group is from Brooklyn, New York. They're best known for their early 1960 doo-wop songs. You may know Gloria, Unchained Melody, Extraordinary Girl, and others, but in 1965 they kind of switched to like a cool soulful sound, and this one here is actually pretty soulful. It came out on 2 labels, I think first on the Red Boy label, then a little later it came out on Sandbag Records. I have them both, by the way, but let's give a listen to this, the Red Boy version of this. They're both the same. It features Vito Balsamo on lead. This one released in December of 1965. Give a listen to Vito and the Salutations on the Red Boy record label. It's called I Best Be Going.
Well, I guess if you found someone new, girl, I best be going. Better get going. Well, I guess if you don't want my love, girl, but down inside, I still got my pride. I best be going. I better get going. I better get going. I better get going. Got to go. Got to go. Got to go. Got to go. Got to go.
That's Vito and the Salutations, their December 1965 release on the Red Boy record label, song entitled I Best Be Going, that Vito Balsamo on lead. And Andrew, you like the flip on the Redbird, on the on the Vito and the Salutations record. If you like the flip, we'll put it aside and we'll give it a spin. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this gal on Bobby Sanders' Soul Town record label. Her real name is Helen Baylor, but she recorded as Little Helen, and this one's from 1968. Let's give it a spin here. Little Helen from 68 on the Soul Town record label. It's called Can't Get Enough. That's the sound of Little Helen on the Soul Town record label. Her real name is Helen Baylor. That one there from 1968, Soul Town Records. Can't Get Enough is the name of the tune. She has another release. I actually think she's got another one on the Soul Town record label. Also, she recorded for Amos Records back in 1970. She became the lead singer of a group called Side Effect. in the mid 1970s. But anyway, that's a cool soul tune. We continue here. We lean soul on Monday evenings. This next artist, he's from Dewey Rose, Georgia. First started recording back in 1963 on the Lucky record label. Has other releases on Limelight and Blue Rock and also Columbia. Here's one on the Smash record label. Actually, I think this is the B-side. This one from February 1968. Let's give a listen to Otis LaVille. Otis LaVille on the Smash record label. It's called Nobody But You.
Nobody loves me, nobody but you, babe. Nobody. And nobody cares about me, nobody but you, babe. Nobody. No one makes me feel this way, no one, I say. Nobody but you, baby. Nobody but you. Understands my problems like you do. Nothing ever touched my heart the way that you touch my heart. No one makes me feel this way, no one. I keep right on and saying nobody but you, baby. Nobody but you, girl. Nobody but you, girl. Nobody but you. No one makes me feel this way. No one. I keep right on and saying nobody but you, baby. Nobody but you, girl. Right on and saying nobody but you, baby. Nobody but you, girl. Nobody but you, girl. No one makes me feel the way you do. Nobody but you, girl.
That's Otis LaVille. Otis LaVille on the Smash record label. It's a cool tune from February 1968, song entitled Nobody But You. Nobody But You to tune into the Vinyl Treasure Show here from 8 to 11 p.m. on Oldies and More Radio. And also those of you on the YouTube stream, please tell your friends about it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, click the like button and make sure you click the bell to get notifications when Johnny G goes live. When I retire, going to be doing some day shows, so you want to tune into those. We'll play all kinds of music during the day, whatever you'd like. Also, if you have any requests, send them to me at vinyltreasures@aol.com. And for their 50s group harmony, you need to say, I'll play it on the Saturday night show. If they're 60s, mid-60s, 1960s records, kind of records that are non-group harmony, I play them on this show. And of course, I reserve the right to play all requests. Really have to be, I can't really play pop records. It just doesn't go. And for some reason, so I try to do that on the 50s. I try to play chronologically by year. But in the 60s, it was a smorgasbord of great music. And let's continue here with this next gal. She had quite a few excellent tunes, we'll say. And she was at one time in a group called The Hearts back in 1956, recording for Baton Records. But she went solo in 1957 with releases on the JNS record label. Her real name is Justine Washington, but we all know her as Baby Washington. And here's one of her cool tunes. This one was number 86 on Cashbox, number 62 on Billboard, and number 21 on the Billboard R&B charts. But it did better regionally, especially here on the East Coast. And it's her fifth of 15 releases on Juggy Murray's Sue record label. This one from July 63. Miss Baby Washington on Sue Records. It's called Leave Me Alone.
Leave me alone. Keep a sign up on my door. Leave me alone. I'm full of love, can't take it no more. I lost my little guy. Oh, once upon a time I had him. He walked out, so nothing mattered all around. Who needs this mixed up world where everyone is out to get you? No one's satisfied until they let you down. Yeah, keep on telling you, just leave me alone. I've got my place on Heartbreak Avenue. Leave me alone. Don't ever want to find somebody new. Who needs this mixed up world where everyone is out to get you? No one's satisfied until they've let you down. Yeah, keep on telling you, just leave me alone. Or read the sign up on my door. Leave me alone. I'm through with love, can't take it no more. Read the sign up on my door. It says, leave me alone. Read the sign up on my door. It says, leave me alone. Yeah, yeah, the sign.
They're liking that one there in the YouTube chat room there. Miss Baby Washington, July 1963 release on the Sue record label. Leave Me Alone is the name of the tune. And Andrew Turner says that this is an in-demand 45. I used to find copies of this locally in garage sales. I might have a couple copies of this record floating around in the no humidity in the no humidity basement. But that was her fifth of 15 releases on Juggy Murray's record label. How about we give a listen to her 13th of 15 releases on the Juggy Murray label? So what I was trying to do was last night I said, well, wait a second, I can do maybe, one record an hour, like a Christmas tune an hour, but I wanted it to be from one of the artists that I would, maybe I just played their record. So I said, did Baby Washington, did she do a Christmas song? And she did do a Christmas song. It wasn't a national charting record, but it was a regional charting record. And like I said, this was her 13th out of 15 on the Sue record label. This charted number 69 on WPOP in Hartford, Connecticut. And it's from December of 1967. Let's give a listen to Baby Washington's version of this Christmas tune and her rendition of White Christmas. This is Baby Washington.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the one I used to know.
Well, that's December 1967 rendition there of Jeanette Baby Washington's version of White Christmas. Came out on the Sue record label. That one there from December 67. That's her 13th of 15 releases on the Sue record label. Let's continue here. Let's go to some Motown sounds here. This 45 is out of my aunt's collection. She really loved this tune. It's really a B-side, though. A B-side by this great Motown group called the Four Tops. And the A-side was a song called What Is a Man? It only made it up to number 53 on Billboard. But I think this is the better side, and she also loved this B-side. Features the great Levi Stubbs on lead. We go back to April 1969. These are the Four Tops. It's a B-side on the Motown record label. It's called Don't Bring Back Memories. Oh, wait. We don't want that. Sorry, folks. There.
Don't bring back memories. Can't you let the past, let it remain in the past. Don't bring back memories, baby, of a love that couldn't last. In each heart there's a tale of woe, of a love affair that fell through. But we must find that inner strength that one needs to start anew. It's with my deepest regret, baby, I must forget we ever met. I've got some life yet to live, baby, I've got a lot of love left to give. I've got to find somebody new who'll appreciate the things I try to do for you. And I'm gonna keep her right by my side, girl. Baby, protect her, always be a guide. Now, don't you bring me those worn-out memories, girl. Now, don't you bring me those obsolete memories. Now, my heart can't stand it. I don't need those memories, girl. Baby, now don't you do it. My heart can't take it. Girl, oh, still me. It's a lonely room I share, filled with heartaches and filled with despair. But this I would much rather do than take another chance with you. It's with my deepest regret, baby, I just got to forget me, man. I've still got some life to live. Girl, you know I got a lot of love I got to give. I'm gonna find somebody new. Hey, girl, they will appreciate the things I try to do. Hey, I'm gonna keep her right by my side, always protect her, be my only guide now. This old heart can't take it. Antiquated memories, rusted memories. I don't need them. Know that I don't want them.
Those are the Four Tops there. That's a B-side from April 69. Don't Bring Back Memories. A great B-side, I'd say, that one there. Levi Stubbs on lead. With the buffering happening with the buffering here all of a sudden. Don't know what's going on, but if it's problematic with the buffering, you can go to Oldies and More Radio. oldiesandmoreradio.com. You can hear the stream on that. It shouldn't be affecting that. With the wind on Saturday, it was problematic, and I hope it's not being problematic now. It looks like, I don't know why it's doing this. I'm telling you, my cable company, they are really crappy, and I really didn't look into it, but I'm going to be switching to a Verizon Fios because I mean, I'm getting a big discount. They're like taking $75 off my bill to stay with them, but I am not happy with them. And especially when I need to upload the show, It's not good. So I apologize if there's some buffering that is going on the stream, but you can tune in on Oldies and More Radio. Oldie here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And up next, this gal, she's from New York City. Her debut single came out in 1962 on the Toto label. Actually a pretty good song. It's called Play It Again. But she had a long career which lasted into the wait, that doesn't sound right. Anyway, her name is Pat Lundy. Pat Lundy. This is on the Heidi record label. This charted number 30 on WWIN out of Baltimore, Maryland. Actually, she has 2 on Heidi. This is her first. We go back to January 65. Pat Lundy on Heidi. It's called Make It for the Door.
Don't get too comfortable, my boy. I'm expecting company. Don't you have somewhere else to go? Or do you just like to visit me? You can't come around anytime you please, just like you did before. So tighten up your tie, button up your jacket, and make it for the door. Please don't get too close to me, my boy. I'm not playing around with you. Can't you leave well enough alone? Why can't you just realize we're through? We couldn't start again. Oh, no, sorry. I couldn't take anymore. So tighten up your tie, button up your jacket, and make it for the door. Hey, the bell might ring any minute. Oh, and he just wouldn't understand. You had romance, but you took your chance, trying to play a double hand. You know I'm weak for you, my boy. Did you just come around to see if your sweet and a tender charm could still work out on me? Well, even if it did, you can grab your hat, 'cause now I know the score. So tighten up your tie, button up your jacket, and make it for the door. Please make it for the door. Tighten up your tie, tighten up your tie, baby. All you gotta do is button up your jacket. Oh, and I'll make it for the door. Tighten up your tie, baby.
Her name is Pat Lundy. Pat Lundy, January 65 release on the Heidi record label. Make It for the Door is the name of the tune. Yes, I mean, I also have her, Warren mentioned she had 2 on the Leopard record label in 63. She's got that one on the Toto record label and also on Columbia, actually Deluxe, RCA, Vigor, and Pyramid. It's got a bunch of releases, Miss Pat Lundy there. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. It's the All-60's edition and more. We go to East St. Louis for this next group. This is their debut single. Came out on the Wonderful record label out of Chicago, Illinois. No, wait a minute. That's not right. This is their third of 4 on the Wonderful record label. That didn't come out right. So it's not their debut single. I apologize for that. But the tune is written by the horn player for the group, Eddie Silvers. It features Herbert Reeves on lead. This charted number 28 on WCHB out of Detroit, Michigan, March 1966. These are the Sharpies. The Sharpies. Isn't that a pen? The Sharpies on Wonderful. It's called I've Got a Secret. I do. That's the number 28 record on WCHB out of Detroit, Michigan. That's a March 66 release for the Sharpies. The Sharpies on the wonderful record label I've Got a Secret. Johnny G's Got a Secret. I only play original vinyl 45s. Now, if that's a secret, I can sell you the Tappan Zee Bridge, not the Mario Cuomo Bridge, the Tappan Zee Bridge, as we continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And this next gal, actually, I don't know if the gal or the label is out of Norfolk, Virginia, but it's on the Winner label. This is the Winner record label. This gal, her name is Geraldine Latham. Geraldine Latham, it's her only release. This was co-written by Leon Huff. That is interesting. Wonder if this has a Philadelphia connection. But it's from August of 1965. Let's give it a spin. Geraldine Latham. This is on the Winner record label. It's called Lazy Lover. That's Miss Geraldine Latham. Geraldine Latham, August 1965 release. It's on the Winner record label. I don't know if it's like the Winner 7-Eleven or they're just throwing 7-Eleven. There's like dice on it and there's this like arrow. And I have the promo copy. It's not really clean. I bought it from The Count. You know how hard it is to deal with The Count? When I was dealing with him like 30 years ago, 30 or 35 or 40 years ago, dealing with The Count, he sold me that 45. Geraldine Latham, August 65 release on the Winner label, Lazy Lover. Johnny G ALL60's, Not a Lazy DJ. That is for sure. Thank you all for tuning in to the All 60s and More Vinyl Treasure Show. And this next group, I usually feature them on my 50s show. They're originally out of Baltimore, Maryland. Initially, they recorded as Bobby Hall and the Kings, going back to 1953 on the Jax record label, but then they just became the Kings, and then toward, I guess, maybe the early 1960s, they became Little Hook and the Kings. And here is one of their releases on Frank Slay's Claridge record label, written by the lead singer, and he's Little Hooks. No, the lead singer, his real name is Adolphus Holcomb. He's the lead singer, but they called him Little Hook. That was a childhood nickname for him. So this is Little Hooks and the Kings from November 65 on the Claridge label. It's Frank Slay's Claridge label. It's called Something Money Can't Buy.
I said wait, baby don't go, don't go, baby don't you go. I said wait, I said wait, baby don't go, don't go, baby don't you go. I've got something, baby, I've got something, honey, hey, that money can't buy. That money can't buy. I've got true love, I've got true love, I've got true love, oh yeah. I've got true love, I've got true love, I've got true love, oh yeah. That's something, baby, that's something, honey, money can't buy. That money can't buy. Oh my darling, darling, hush, hey, oh yeah. I said sit down, I said down. Don't go, wait, don't close that door. I said sound, I said sound, baby, don't go, wait, don't close that door. I've got something, baby, I've got something, honey, hey, that money can't buy, that money can't buy. I've got true love, I've got true love, I've got true love, oh yeah. I've got true love, I've got true love, I've got true love, oh yeah. That's something, baby, that's something, honey, hey, that money can't buy. That money can't buy. Oh my darling, I've got true love. Oh my baby, I've got true love. Mama, 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 mama.
That's a Little Hooks and the Kings there, November 1965 release on the Claridge record label. Something Money Can't Buy is the name of the tune. Something Money Can't Buy is the Stormy Weather by the Five Sharps on the Jubilee record label. I could never afford that 45. Not that I would want to. I think paying $25,000 for a 78 is kind of ludicrous, but you know, it's all relative to how much money you make. But there is no way I could even pay that amount of money on a 45, but I do have a limit. Record collectors usually have limits, but it's a very addicting hobby. You can just talk to because you have to live within your means, and I know a lot of record collectors that do not live within their means. But most of the people that I deal with, they do. But, so it's very easy to be impulsive, to overpay for certain records. So you have to be careful about that. So that's why we're talking about Something Money Can't Buy. That's Little Hooks and the Kings, November 1965 release on the Claridge record label, Something Money Can't Buy. Let's go to 1965 now with this gal. We go back to the Redbird record label. Her name is Roddy Joy, and the name of this tune is, it's not on my cheat sheet. I can't see it, Charlene. It's not there. If there's anything else you want. This is from 1965, Miss Roddy Joy.
My loving and left me crying, sighing, I love you so openly, and you took the heart right out of me. So if there's anything else you want, let me know. Anything else you want, let me know. You took my lips, now I'm fine. Kissing's missing, it's so plain to see that you took everything worth having in me. So if there's anything else you want, let me know. Anything else you want, baby, 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 I am still yours, though it seems so funny, honey, and that's one reason why, 'cause you left me nothing for any other girl. So if there's anything else you want, let me know. Anything else you want, oh baby, I am still yours, though it seems so funny, honey, and that's one reason why. 'Cause you left me nothing for any other girl. So if there's anything else you want, let me know. Anything else you want, come and get it. If there's anything else you want, let me know. Anything else you want, you can have it. If there's anything else you want, let me know.
If that doesn't sound like a if that doesn't sound like a Motown record, I don't know what is. But that is a cool tune there from 1965. Actually, there's a date on the label here. It's totally missed the listing that I gave Charlene, so I messed up. September 1965 release. It's called, the full title, actually, it's a pretty longer title. It's If There's Anything Else You Want, parentheses, Let Me Know. That one there by Roddy Joy from 1965. And who wrote this thing? Anybody else? Stuart Weiner produced it with Mike Lewis, arranged by, I don't know any of these, Bob Bateman. That's a cool tune there, I'd have to say. I wonder where I got that from. Anyway, Johnny G here on a Monday evening, spinning original vinyl 45. Let's do a request here for Warren Russell. Warren Russell in our YouTube chat room for this group out of Wantagh, is it Wantagh, Long Island? Is that how you say it? Johnny G is terrible when it comes to geography. But anyway, they're called the Imaginations. These are the Imaginations on the Ballad record label from December 1962. This is going out to Warren. The Imaginations on Ballad from December 62. It's called Wait a Little Longer, Son. That group called the Imaginations. The Imaginations there from December 1962. That's on the Ballad record label. Wait a Little Longer is the name of the tune. We're going to flip that over for Bopper Boy Warren. We'll do that in a little bit. We'll put that on the side there for Warren. But let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this and for this next singer here. And the lead singer on this one was a member of The Dreams. They were out of Philadelphia. They go way back to 1954, recording for the Savoy record label, but he eventually became the lead singer of a group called the Modern Redcaps, where they do quite a few releases through the years. But this one is on the Rowax record label out of 1650 Broadway, released in May of 1963. His name is George Tinley. George Tinley and the Modern Redcaps on Rowax Records. The song is called They Can Dream.
All of my friends watched you passing by. They seem to be wondering who is your lucky guy. But all I've gotta say, they better leave it that way, or they'll soon find out your heart belongs to me. They can't dream, can't they? They can dream, can't they? But they'll never know these arms that'll hold you tight. Think I should tell them, maybe they should know, so they can stop wondering about the one who loves you so. So set their minds at ease, and maybe then you will see this love of ours was always meant to be. They can dream, can't they? They can dream, can't they? Long as my arms are the arms you're in each night, still they can dream. But I'm the one that I love you so, so much, darling. And
That's Mr. George Tinley and the Modern Redcaps. May 1963 release. It's on the Rowax record label, song entitled They Can Dream. As we continue here on the All-60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show, you all know this girl group out of Brooklyn, New York. They were part of the Phil Spector Wall of Sound. They actually kicked off the label with their Phyllis 100 was a song called There's No Other Like My Baby. That kicked off the label. But here is one of their releases that only charted in the UK. This single never came out in the US. Was a number 36 on one of the UK charts. But this song, originally done by a group called the Butterflies, they recorded it first on the Redbird record label in early 1964. And the Ronettes also did a cover of this that came out on one of their LPs. But let's give a listen to the Crystals version of this. Now I'm wondering, I have something on SSS International from the 1970s, and maybe it's this record. I'm not sure. But at the time, 1964, actually February 64, it was only released over in the UK, and that was the only way you can get it. And this copy came from one of my collector buddies, Mike Layton. If you're looking, this is your record. He went over to the UK. He spent I don't know, 6 months over in the UK buying 45s, or he went over and he bought copies of this, something like that to the story. And I eventually ended up with this copy. I think John Clemente also has a copy of this. But this features Lala Brooks on lead, this February 64. These are the Crystals. This is on the British London release with the centerpiece. I have the centerpiece on this, and the name of the tune is called I Wonder.
Mama said before I'm grown, I'll find somebody I can call my own. So when the stars are shining bright, I dream about the boy who's gonna hold me tight. And I wonder who he'll be, wonder if he'll be good to me, wonder just so cheap, wonder if he'll love me forever. Every night I close my eyes, and there is something that I visualize. I hear a voice say I love you. I picture all the things that we're gonna do, and I wonder who he'll be, wonder if he'll be good to me, wonder just so cheap, wonder if he'll love me forever. Every day I love him more than I did the day before. I will try to make him see just how much he means to me. We will meet and fall in love and make a promise to the stars above. And we will talk and get away. Oh, I can see it now, I can hardly wait. And I wonder who he'll be, wonder if he'll be good to me, wonder just so cheap, wonder if he'll love me forever. Yes, and I wonder who he'll be, wonder if he'll be good to me, wonder just so cheap, wonder if he'll love me
That's only on the British London release there. The Crystals there, Lala Brooks and the Crystals, February 64 release on the London label. It's called I Wonder. Remember I told you I have Christmas... We're going to play a regular release by the group and then a Christmas release by the group. And it kind of had that, kind of like that Christmas... I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Phil Spector LP, A Christmas Gift from For You. Is it For You or From You? Christmas Gift For You, as it mentioned. I showed you on the label. There was an EP that came out. I don't think it comes with a cover either, unfortunately. But there's 4 Christmas tunes on this. Pretty cool. And I forget, Jerry Diaz sold me this record. But let's give a listen to, that was February 64. How about November 64 for Lala Brooks and the Crystals? This is off that Phyllis EP, A Christmas Gift from You, and their rendition of the tune Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I hope I lined it up right. Let's see. Yeah, I did.
Jimmy, I just came back from a lovely trip along the Milky Way. I stopped off at the North Pole to spend the holiday. I called on old dear Santa Claus to see what I could see. He took me to his workshop and told his plans to me. Now Santa is a busy man. He has no time to play. He's He's got millions of stockings to fill on Christmas Day. You better write your letter now and mail it right away, because he's getting ready, his reindeers and his sleigh.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, he's checking it twice, he's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees when you are sleeping, he knows when you are awake, he knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town. Tin horn and little toy drums, booty toot toots and rummy tum tums, curly head dolls that toddle and coo, elephant boats and kitty cars too. Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town. The kids and girls in Boyland will have a jubilee. They're gonna build a toyland all around the Christmas tree. So you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Sounds of the season here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Crystals, Lala Brooks and the Crystals. That one there from November 1964, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Featured off the Phyllis EP. Phyllis EP, I think White Christmas is on here. The other side has, White Christmas is by Darlene Love. Darlene Love on White Christmas. It's got, the other side has Sleigh Ride by the Ronettes, and then they have Bobby B. Sox and the Blue Jeans with the Bells of St. Mary. So stay tuned for that on future shows. But let's continue here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. Here's a request for Mark Speck. Wanted to hear Little Anthony and the Imperials. Of course, they go back. Little Anthony goes way, way back to the mid-1950s, but they had a bunch of releases on the Veep record label, both as Little Anthony and as Anthony and the Imperials. On this one, it's Anthony and the Imperials. This was their 10th of 19 releases. That's a lot of records on the Veep record label. This is from October of 1966. This charted number 7. This charted regionally. This was number 7 on WCIT. Is it Lima, Ohio, or Lima, Ohio? It's not with 2 E's, so I'm thinking it's Lima. I don't know. But anyway, it was a number 7 record on WCIT. This is by request for Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. October 66, Anthony Imperials on Veep. It's called It's Not the Same. This is for Mark.
The color of her eyes, the the way she wears her hair. She looks so much like you, standing right there. But when I take her in my arms, there is no magic warmth in her charm. Baby, it's not the same. Oh no, when we're kissing, it's not the same. Oh no, something's missing. It's not the same, not the same. She isn't you, baby. What can I do? Her voice sounds just like yours. She wears the same perfume, and I swear it's you when she walks into a room. Yeah, but every time I hold her tight, I wanna cry 'cause it isn't right. Baby, it's not the same. Oh no, when we're kissing, it's not the same. Oh no, something's missing. It's not the same, not the same. She isn't you, and I know that she will never be. You're the only love in life for me. Take me back, baby, please. She can't replace you. Oh, oh, no. When we're kissing, it's not the same. Oh no, something's missing. It's not the same, not the same. No, 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 it's not the same. No, baby, it's not the same. No, 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 no.
As going out to Mark Speck in our YouTube chat room. That's Anthony and the Imperials, a cool tune there from October 1966 on the Veep label. It's Not the Same, and that's Lima, Ohio, a number 7 record on WCIT. Let's continue here now. We go to this girl group on the Philips record label. This, I think, is the same group that recorded on the DCP International as the Secrets, a.k.a. the Sharons. Actually, I have that record pulled here somewhere. And they changed their name to the Lovettes on the Philips label. This is produced by Robert Bateman and Robert Mosley. This one from November 65. They're called the Lovettes. There's a space there, Lavettes, and it's called Practice What You've Been Preaching. The Lovettes.
Baby, you've been telling me you love
That girl group sound there for the Lovettes. Lovettes from November 1965 on the Phillips record label. Practice What You've Been Preaching is the name of that tune. Johnny G, always practice what I've been preaching. I'm preaching original vinyl 45s, and I definitely practice it. I practice it every Monday night from 8 to 11 o'clock and every Saturday night from 10 to 1:30, sometimes 2 a.m. in the morning, with all the cool requests I get from the listeners as we get them here also on the ALL60's edition. Like this request for listener Amnon, this artist born in Dallas, Texas. You know, his biggest hit was a song called If I Had the Hammer. If I Had the Hammer. Johnny G does have the hammer. If I Had a Hammer. Talking about Trini Lopez. But this request here was a number 27 record on KTKT out of Tucson, Arizona. This first came out, by the way, on the DRA record label. I thought I had it on DRA. I had another one by him. But then it was issued again on this United, I think it's called United Modern is the name of the label, and that's the way I have it. So this is going out to Amnon from December 63, Trini Lopez on the United Modern label. It's called Sinner, Not a Saint, for Amnon.
Hey, little girl, I tell you true, I'm as mean as I could right through and through. Don't care to be called what I ain't. I confess I'm a sinner, not a saint. Hey, 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 little girl, don't you mess around with me, 'cause I'm just a sinner, not a saint. I collect little girls like some do stamps. When it comes to breaking hearts, man, I'm the champ. Just like a spider lures a fly, if you fall into my web, you're gonna cry. Hey, 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 little girl, don't you mess around with me, 'cause I'm just a sinner, not a saint. Oh yeah, I'm a sinner, in my book that's a winner. I live by my golden rule. For me there's nothing better, I follow to the letter. That's a do unto others for they do it to you. If you come a knocking at my door, I don't say that you didn't know the score. Don't care to be called what I ain't. I confess I'm a sinner, not a saint. Hey, 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 little girl, don't you mess around with me, 'cause I'm just a sinner, not a saint. I'm just a sinner, not a saint. It's true, I'm a sinner, in my book that's a winner. I live by my golden rule. For me there's nothing better, I follow to the letter. That's a do unto others for they do it to you. If you come a knocking at my door, I don't say that you didn't know the score. Don't care to be called what I ain't. I'll confess I'm a sinner, not a saint. Hey, 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 little girl, don't you mess around with me, 'cause I'm just a sinner, not a saint. Hey, 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 little girl, don't you mess around with me, 'cause I'm just a sinner, not a saint. Hey, 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 little girl, don't you mess around with me, 'cause I'm just a sinner, not a saint. Hey, 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 little girl, don't you mess.
Yeah, liking that record there in the YouTube chat room. That's going out to listener Amnon. That's the late Trini Lopez there, December 1963. I have it on the United Modern label. First came out on the DRA label out of California. It's called Sinner Not a Saint. Johnny G is always a saint here on the Vinyl Treasure Show as we continue here with more requests. Here is another request for Warren Russell, the Great Impressions here. Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions. This tune written by Curtis Mayfield, arranged by Roy Glover. This was a number 10 record on WAMS out of Wilmington, Delaware, and Warren requested their fourth release on the ABC Paramount record label, September 1962. These are the Impressions. Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions going out to Warren. It's called Minstrel and Queen.
Queen Majesty, may I speak to thee? So much I have longed to speak to you alone. True, I agree, I'm not of your society. I'm not a king, just a minstrel. With my songs to you I'm on. Though just a minstrel, in life we're so far apart. But royal queen, I see love in your heart. I love you too, your majesty. Isn't this really true? These things I asked of you, oh majesty, could you really care for me? Minstrel and queen, a queen with no king. I'm a minstrel so poor, but could this really mean anything? As long as you love me, won't be so long, as long as I see love in your heart. I love you too, honest I do. Minstrel and queen, for you I'd do anything. I'll be your friend.
As by request for Warren Russell, he said that's his favorite Impressions tune. Interesting there. Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions, September 1962. It's on the ABC Paramount record label, and Darylette says it bubbled under at number 113 in the late fall of 1962. And that was the group's fourth release on the ABC Paramount record label. How about the group's 13th release on ABC Paramount Records? This tune charted number 3. This was a big number 3 record on WQXI in Atlanta, Georgia. This was also a number 35 R&B tune. As I tell you, I was going to play, I think we can call this a Christmas record, even though it's not so much Christmas, but I consider it a Christmas record, and I like this record, and so did my aunt. Curtis Mayfield, he wrote it. This one from November 1964. We return with the Impressions, a twin spin with the Impressions on ABC Paramount. It's called Long, Long Winter.
For me, a long, long winter for me. You see, to my surprise, she's left me, and from her eyes I could see that it'd be a long, long winter for me. Gonna be cold, cold and dreary every day. Oh yeah. But somehow I don't feel she wants it that way. Lord, I hope I'm right, for I can't stand these lonely nights, and it's a long, long winter for me. Now that she's gone, the nights are not
tonight. Oh, let's sing. My girl is gone from me, and my heart's in misery. And it's a long, long winter for me. Oh, yeah. My girl is gone from me, and my heart's in misery. And it's a long, long winter for me. A long, long winter for me. Yeah, 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 yeah. A long, long winter.
That completes our twin spin on Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions, a cool tune there, November 1964. The flip side of Amen. That is correct, Mark. ABC Paramount Records. Long, Lonely Winter is the name of the tune. Let's not hope for a long, lonely winter. We don't want to do that. We don't want a long winter. We want a winter, but not a long, cold winter. Let's continue here on the All 60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. This gal just celebrated a birthday, I think. I think I saw on Facebook that she just had a birthday. She was blowing out the candles on one of her cakes, I think. But her real name is Donna Zuckor. I think that's how you pronounce it. But of course, this singer and actress, she's originally from Boston, Massachusetts. She was also known as the Dr. Pepper Girl. If you check out those clips of the old American Bandstand shows from the early 60s, and also I think on Where the Action Is, she's always doing a Dr. Pepper commercial. But she had some pretty cool tunes, I thought. She started back in 1960, I think originally as Donna D on the Ramada label, and I think I have others by her on the Crest label too, but this is her first of 6 on Gene Autry's Challenge label. We go back to November of 1962 for Miss Donna Lauren. Donna Lauren on Challenge. It's called I'm Gonna Be All Right.
I don't sit and count the teardrops rolling off of my face. Oh yeah. Especially now when you're needed in another place. Just tell me goodbye and kiss me goodnight, 'cause I'm gonna be alright. Don't worry about tomorrow, 'cause the sun is bound to shine. When tonight is over, well, I know that I'll be feeling fine. I'm gonna be alright. Just gonna leave and turn out the light, 'cause I'm gonna be alright. Gonna be alright. You've been the one to comfort me each time that I've been blue. Just forget about it, honey, do you hear? Got no right to act a thing from you. Don't hang around, walk the floor, why pretend? I know you love her and my broken heart will
That's the first of 6 for Donna Lauren on the Challenge record label. So November 1962 release, Donna Lauren with It's Gonna Be Alright on the Challenge label. That's some distortion on the styrenes. I tell you, Johnny G not too crazy for excuse me, for styrene 45s. This next record is not a styrene 45, but it's a rare 45, I think. What does this go for? Somebody check Pop Psych and see what the last one of this sold for. I didn't pay a lot. I paid 10 cents or 25 cents way back in the 1970s when I was going through garage sales. But I found this 45 because I collected this label, George Lerner's Marvelous record label, which is out of Chicago, Illinois. He also owned labels like M-Pack and Wonderful. We heard a record on Wonderful earlier by the Sharpies. But here's one on the Marvelous record label. This singer goes by the name of Joseph Moore. Joseph Moore. He has other releases that came out on Time Records and CB and True Glow Town, and I think also Verve Records. But this tune written by Jesse Herring Jr. is from September 1965. Darryl, what did this sell for last? If you can check it out for me. Joseph Moore on Marvelous. It's called I Still Can't Get You. Joseph Moore.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You can send a fool to the greatest college, but that won't make him think. The same theory holds true for me and you. After all that I've been through, well, I still can't get to you. No, I still can't get to you. You can give a gambler art, yet he won't take a chance. You can put a little puppet on the end of a string. I tell you that won't make him dance. The same way I've been trying to make you mine, but no matter what I try to do, girl, I still can't get to you. No, I still can't get to you. Oh, baby, you can send a sinner to church. Let me tell you, that won't stop him lying. You can give a little baby a bottle. Oh, I tell you, that won't stop him crying. The same theory holds true for me and you. After all that I've been through, well, I still can't get to you. No, I still can't get to you. When we're all alone together, I say I still can't get to you. When I promise not forever, you know I still can't get to you. Even in a movie show, I say I still can't get to you. When the lights are way down below, you know I still can't.
Rare 45s here on the All-60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. This artist, his name is Joseph Moore. Joseph Moore, it's from Lost My Place. It's from September 1965. It's on the Marvelous record label out of Chicago, Illinois. I Still Can't Get to You is the name of the tune. Somebody offered me, a long time ago, somebody offered me $1,000 for that record. I didn't want to sell it. I mean, maybe if I needed the money, I would have sold it, but I really don't. Not yet. But I will sell that eventually. And I was talking to Dave the Rave about records records, and what are we going to do 10 years from now? Like I said, when I retire, I have doubles and triples and quadruples of records that I would be willing to sell. I can test play them here on YouTube, so that's why you need to subscribe. So when I do that, we'll do like a sale show, and people can offer me money for the records online. That'll work for me. I think that's actually a pretty cool thing. You can actually hear the records just like as if I'm playing them, and then you can either send me a private bid or a private offer. I think that's fair. I do. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show with the sound of Motown here. I think it was a while back I played a version of this song by Turley Richards. Turley Richards, I think from August of 1967. But this is the original version from February 1967 for Miss Chris Clark. This bubbled under at number 114 for her, unfortunately, but it's a great tune. February 67. Give a listen to Miss Chris Clark. This is on the VIP record label. It's called I Want to Go Back There Again. This is Chris Clark.
You don't treat me gentle like you used to do. Forgetting you, baby, is hard to do, it's hard to do. Guided me to the rainbow's end, you took me to a place I'd never been, and then you turned away and you closed the door, leaving me alone like I was before. Memories that I can't erase as I sit and think of that special place. I wanna go back there again. I wanna go back there again. Now you say it's over, and I know it's true. If it's really over, why did you, oh why did you? Why'd you take my hand and lead me on? Why'd you make me feel that I was grown? Oh, I thought that I could really play the game, but it's me that's left here with all the pain. Riding high like never before. You built me up and then you slammed the door. I wanna go back there again. I wanna go back there again. Go back to the bridge I crossed. Go back to the love I lost. Like it used to be. Go back just you and me. I love you. Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? Oh, what can I do? Now you left me in a world of my own, left me to face life alone. Everybody I meet, they explain to me that your love shouldn't mean a thing to me. But they ain't never seen the rainbow's end, and they ain't never been to the place we've been. Yeah, I wanna go back there again. I wanna go back there again. Go back to the bridge I crossed. Go back to the love I lost. Like it used to be. Just you and me. I wanna go back there. Oh, yes I do. Go back, yeah. Go back to the bridge I crossed. Go back to the love I lost. Like it used to be. Just you and me.
That's Miss Chris Clark there. Chris Clark with the original version of that tune from Losing My Place here. Yeah, February 1967 release there. I Want to Go Back There Again. That one's on the VIP record label now. Andrew Turner mentioned that he has both a styrene copy and a vinyl copy. I do that too, by the way. When I come across, well, you know, I buy in bulk. When I used to buy a lot of these soul records, I would buy them in bulk, and if I did get a styrene copy or a vinyl copy, especially if they were nice and mint. But this one is wait a minute. Yeah, I can't tell here. No, this looks like this is actually a funky styrene. It's actually a pretty good styrene because it played really well. I have to say that's a styrene press because the VIPs you can easily tell with the vinyl, but that's a styrene press that played pretty well, I should say. But anyway, that's a cool tune. They like that one there in the YouTube chat room. Let's continue here. Now, I finally found this old request because I was looking for Warren Russell. He requested a Steve Mancha record. I found all his others except this one. He had 5 releases on the Groovesville record label, and this is his second. I played his 4th, I think, the time I told Warren I couldn't find it, but I finally found it. But this is his second release. He's from Wall Hill, South Carolina, and his first release came out on the Wheelsville record label back in 1965, but this is on Groovesville. It's from April 66. Give a listen to Steve Mancha. This is for Warren Russell on Groovesville. It's called I Need to Be Needed.
Wake up in the mornings without feeling lonely. I need someone to love me. I need some young girl's affection, with loving protection. This misery just won't let me be. Oh, since my girl's found someone new, I can't explain what I've been through. I'm tired of feeling sad and blue.
As by request for Warren Russell there, Steve Mancha, Styrene, Slight Distortion. Yes, April 1966 release. That's his second of 5 releases on the... I'm sorry. That is his... that's his second of 5 releases on the Groovesville record label. I Need to Be Needed, Mr. Steve Mancha. That's going out to Warren. We continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. We go back to the girl group sound for this group this group is out of Brooklyn, New York. They're called the Love Lights. They are a trio of gals. They are Joanna DiClemente, Louise Robbins, and Linda Stern. And This is on Phil Spector's and Danny Davis's Fidan record label. It features Joanna DiClemente on lead. This one from March of 1966. Give a listen to the Love Lights. Not to be confused with the R&B Love Lights. This is another Love Lights group. It's on Fidan Records. The name of the tune is called When, in parentheses, I Get Scared. This is Styrene.
I get scared every time you look like someone else is on your mind. You're so blind, you can't even see me standing here, filled with fear, so afraid I'm gonna lose you. So hold me, baby, kiss me, love me. Tell me it's all in my mind, all in my mind, baby. I get scared late at night, 'cause in all my dreams somebody holds you tight, filled with pride. I just wake up crying, needing to be with you. I gotta hear you say you love me, so hold me, baby, kiss me, love me. Tell me it's all in my mind, all in my mind, all in my mind. Come on and hold me when I get scared, baby, kiss me when I get scared, love me when I get scared, love me when I get
That group called the Love Lights. Love Lights, March 1966 release on the Fidan record label. Joanna DiClemente, she's the lead singer on that one. Parentheses, when, that's in parentheses, I Get Scared. Johnny G ain't scared of nothing. I never back down. You could ask Dave the Rave. You should see Dave the Rave knows my bad, well, I don't want to call it a bad side, but I will not step down. I had record issues with other dealers. I don't step down at all. You know, I'm really normally a nice guy, and I give the time of day to everybody, but not when they're, you know, not when I run into... I don't get scared. Let's just put it that way. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. And you all know this next singer. He was born Steve-Lyn Morris on May 13th of 1950 in Saginaw, Michigan. But he was a singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, producer. I mean, he did everything. But unfortunately, he was blind since birth. But through the years, he's become like such a music icon. But he started out when he was like 12 years old back in 1962. I think the first song he did on the Tamla label was called I Call It Pretty Music. And that one was on the Tamla label. But this is his third release on the Tamla label. And I have a mint stock copy somewhere. This isn't mint, but it's a promo copy, which is not really common. It's just a VG promo. But, you know, the Motown records, they play pretty well if you collect Motown records. But this was a number 27 record on WNJR out of Newark, New Jersey. We go back to November of 1962. November 1962 for Mr. Steve. Actually, he was Little Stevie Wonder at the time. This is on the Tamla label. It's called Contract of Love. Sounds like the Temptations in the background there. But anyway, that's a worn copy, I have to say. I have a nice stock copy of that. But that's a great tune there by Little Stevie Wonder, November 1962 release on the Tamla record label. Contract of Love is the name of that one. Like I said, I got a twin spin. This is a cool Christmas tune here, released in November of 1966. This is his 16th release on the Tamla record label. Let's give it a spin here. Stevie Wonder from November 66 on the Tamla label. Actually, this is, I think, a second press of it because this isn't with the Globes. This first came out with the Globes. That's the first label. This is the second label that was probably released a year later, as they released a lot of these Christmas tunes every year. At least they would make it on the charts there for a couple weeks. But this is Stevie Wonder, November 66 on the Tamla label. It's called Someday at Christmas.
Someday at Christmas, men won't be boys, playing with bombs like kids play with toys. One warm December, our hearts will see a world where men are free. Someday at Christmas, there'll be no wars, when we have learned what Christmas is for. When we have found what life's really worth, there'll be peace on earth. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas we'll see a land with no hungry children, no empty hand. One happy morning, people will share a world where people care. Well, someday at Christmas there'll be no tears, when all men are equal and no man has fears. One shiny moment, one prayer away from our world today. Someday all our dreams will come to be. Someday in a world where men are free. Maybe not in time for you and me, but someday at Christmas time. Someday at Christmas, man will not fail. Hate won't be gone and love will prevail. Someday a new world that we can start, with hope in every heart. But someday at Christmas time, someday at Christmas time.
That's a twin spin there by Stevie Wonder, Contract of Love, followed by this cool Christmas tune from November 1966 on its first release. Stevie Wonder on the Tamla label, Someday at Christmas. As we approach the 25th of December. Let's continue here on the All-60s edition of the Vinyl Treasure Show. If you have requests, you want to send me an email, talk about the show, it's vinyltreasures@aol.com. Those of you on Oldies and More Radio tuned in, thank you all for tuning in. Also, you guys on the and gals on the Ustream broadcast. Let's continue here for this Burt Bacharach and Hal David tune that was done by so many artists through the years. I think originally done by Lou Johnson, but so many people have done this. Sandy Shaw, Jose Feliciano, Dionne Warwick, R.B. Greaves, Naked Eyes. I bought that when it came out by Naked Eyes. I think in all over 150 artists recorded this tune, and this is a pretty cool version by these gals. This is on the Atlantic record label. This was a number 9 record on WIXY out of Cleveland, Ohio. We go back to March 1967 for Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells version of this on the Atlantic record label. Let's give a listen to their version of Always Something There to Remind Me. This is Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells.
I walk along the city streets. You used to walk along with me, and every step I take recalls how much in love we used to be. Oh, how can I do? When there is always something that to remind me. Oh, there is always something that to remind me.
That's Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells there with their version of There's Always Something There to Remind Me. I'm looking for this other record. I don't see it here. I don't see it unless Charlene put it in the wrong order there. But anyway, we're going to play it. Anyway, where am I? Johnny G losing his mind tonight. Anyway, that's March 1967 release. Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells on the Atlantic record label. Their rendition of the tune Always Something There to Remind Me. Charlene, I'm looking for this guy Lenny, and I don't see it on here. Darn. Anyway, but we're going to play it. And this is a great two-sided 45. I think it's from 1966. I'll check Pop Psych on this. But his name is Lenny Jennings. So Charlene, you don't have any of the last ones that I entered late last night, unfortunately. Lenny Jennings is his name. This is on the Roulette record label. I think it's from 66. I will double check. But it's a great two-sided 45. The side we'll hear now, unless anybody knows the flip side, it's called The Last Laugh. Lenny Jennings, right? Yes. The Last Laugh.
They laughed at me when I said I'd make you mine. They said that I didn't have a chance, you were much too fine. They laughed at me when I made the pass. But
you would turn me down. You know you'd surely walk it along. They laughed at me, they laughed and they laughed. But I've had the last laugh. And oh yeah, go ahead now. Come on. They laughed at me when I made the pass. But I've had the last laugh. And oh yeah, go ahead now. They laughed at me when I said I kissed your ruby red lips. They said that you would not accept baby question such as this. You know they laughed, baby. They kept on laughing at me. Yes, they did, baby.
That's October 1966 release. That's on the Roulette record label, and that artist, his name is Lenny Jennings. Lenny Jennings, October 1966, reviewed in Cashbox. Actually, Cashbox reviewed this. Well, something's wrong with that. That's not right. Cashbox reviewed it. It says February 4th, 1967. Why would they put October 66 in 45 Cat? I'm telling you, because they populate their own information. You see, if I was going to populate that record, I don't know what they did to come up with that date. I mean, I go by the Cashbox date, but really, you don't know. You got to look at all other releases around the same time. That's how I try to date it. I try to tell Charlene, if you're looking for a month for a record, call up the listing of the Roulette label. This is Roulette record number whatever, 4704, and you'll see other records released about the same time. And that's what I say. Let's use that as a basic tool, because a lot of the record companies would mail out like 10 records a week. There could be 10 records, if not more. Big companies like Columbia and Epic and Capitol, they'd send out a whole bunch of records every week. And that's how, and then the disc jockeys would get them, and they'd get together and they'd say, well, let's listen to these. Oh yeah, let's play this. Let's play this record, blah, blah, blah. Johnny G losing his mind. Let's continue here on the Vinyl Treasure Show for this group out of Cardiff, California, and all their releases, they have records on the Feather label, I think on the Era label. I think I was talking to Dave the Rave about this, their Era release. It's a garage song that sells for a lot of money. I think their release on Era sells for a lot of money, but this is their first release on GNP Crescendo, and they have more of a blue-eyed soul sound on this 45. And I think if you check on YouTube, they're actually performing both sides of this record. They're lip-syncing to the song. But I like both sides of this record, but it's their first of two on GMP Crescendo. It came out in November of 1966. They're called The Lyrics, and Craig Carrill, if that's his name, or Carroll. I can't... No, it's C-A-R... LL, that's a weird thing. Craig Krill, he's the lead singer. Let's give a listen to The Lyrics, November 66 on GMP Crescendo. It's called So Glad.
Baby, baby, you know the way to my heart. You have known it from the very start. Oh yeah, you really know how to make goodbye. Tell me that this is what you say. Oh yes, you make me happy. Happy that I'm in love with you. Oh, oh yes, it is when you make me so glad. I your way, yeah, that's your way. Say it softly so I will know that you really love me so. Let me hear you now. Oh yeah, say this word. You make me happy that I'm in love with you. Yes, I do say this word. You make me so glad. I'll be so glad that I'm in love with you. Say it softly so I will know that you love me so. And you make me feel so glad. Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Baby, I'm in love with you. Oh yeah, I'm so glad. Yeah, 'cause I'm in love with you.
That group called The Lyrics there. The Lyrics, they're from Cardiff, California, with a song called So Glad. That's their first of two on the GMP Crescendo record label, November 66. If you listen to their second release, completely different sound by them. I remember when I had both the records, I says, wait a minute, is this the same group? Because they really are a garage group, but they're kind of like a Blue-Eyed Soul sound there on that side. Johnny G here on a Monday evening here. Hope you're digging on the cool 1960s tunes. Really, this is the only time I really get a chance to listen to my records all the way through. I'm normally testing stuff. Do I need to clean this record? I have to clean them all eventually. I've been doing that, been sneaking it. I can't tell you when, but I have been sneaking cleaning these records. But let's continue here for this next gal. And she has only 3 overall releases. I think her first release, she was LaWanda Williams. In 1964, she had a release on the Keke label, Keke. Then she followed it up with this release on the Golden World record label. Her name is Juanita Williams, and this charted at number 24 on KATZ out of St. Louis, Missouri. Then I think she had one more release in 65 on the Wingate label. But anyway, this is from September 64. This one arranged by Sammy Lowe. That's a name I look at when I look at these labels and look for records to buy. If I see Sammy Lowe, I'm usually 100% of the time, if I don't own it, I'm going to buy it. And I bought this one because of that. Let's give a spin here. Juanita Williams, September 1964. This is on the Golden World record label out of Detroit. It's called Baby Boy. That's Juanita Williams there. Juanita Williams, September 1964, on the Golden World record label out of Detroit, Michigan. A song entitled Baby Boy. Now, in 1967, she formed a group called the Honeybees that recorded on the Garrison record label. And she was in that group. Let's continue here. And this next, no, it's not this next artist. Actually, let's stay in Detroit. And let's stay with the same name, Williams. That is a very, very cool on Mark's part for discovering that. I did not plan it that way. I really did not. Because all these records on my cheat sheet are they're listed by their first names, not their last names. So I didn't plan it this way. But let's go stay in Detroit for this soul singer discovered by Robert West and Willis Schofield, but it's on Don Roby's Sure Shot label, which is out of Houston, Texas. And I mentioned even on last Saturday night's show that Don Roby, as did other labels, they set up satellite offices in the major cities to record local talent. And this singer has 6 releases on the Sure Shot record label. This is his third. It's from April of 1965, and his name is Bobby Williams. Bobby Williams on Sure Shot. Let's send this one out to Dave the Rave, because when you play 45s, you gotta pay. No, it doesn't say that. The name of the tune is called When You Play, parentheses, You Gotta Pay. This is Bobby Williams.
Now your cup is overflowing, and you've had a real good time. You played me for your fool, baby. Now you're leaving me behind, but that's alright, little angel. I know I learned the hardest way, and I know, oh yes I know, when you play you've gotta pay. Now that it's all over, I guess I'll be on my way, yeah. And I know, oh yes I know, when you play, you gotta pay. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, one way or the other, when you play, you've gotta pay. Now listen, sometimes you pay with money, sometimes you pay with tears, sometimes you pay with heartache, and Lord, sometimes you pay with years. I know, oh yes I know, when you play, you've gotta pay. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, one way or the other, when you play, you've gotta pay. Now listen, baby, girl, don't you know? When you play, you gotta pay. Mess around if you wanna, baby. When you play, you gotta pay.
That's Mr. Bobby Williams there. Bobby Williams from Johnny G losing his place here. Bobby Williams, April 1965 release. That is his third release, third of 6 on the Sure Shot record label. When You when you play, you gotta pay. You gotta pay the piper. Yes, you do. If you play records like Johnny G plays records, then you have to pay, because some of these records can be very expensive. They can be. Johnny G here on a Monday evening. Let's continue here. I think last week I played a request for Warren Russell. Warren Russell requested Cookie Jackson on the Uptown record label, a song called I'm Gonna Go Shout It on the Mountain. That actually kicked off the label in May 1965. Well, she followed it up with this tune, released in November of 1965. So let's give it a spin here. Miss Cookie Jackson. Cookie Jackson, this is on Uptown Records. It's called... Is that what it is? Yeah. It's called Find Me a Lover.
I'm gonna get my hair done up, and I'm gonna paint my lips. I'm gonna get me a real nice dress, one that fits my hips. And then I'm gonna look around and find me find me a lover. Now what I say, I'm gonna do my eyes a good with some of that fine mascara, and then I'm gonna contact you with this bow and arrow, and then I'm gonna look around and find me a lover. Now what I say, I'm gonna find me somebody who thinks that I'm a pretty little thing, and I'm gonna treat him so doggone nice. He'll be downtown, find me a diamond ring. Now when I meet a handsome young man, I'm going to stud my stuff. I'll find some way to tax his attention, and if that ain't enough, yes, I'm gonna look around and find me a lover all over LA, maybe in New York City, maybe out on a plane, over in Maine. I'm sucking all over.
That's Miss Cookie Jackson. Cookie Jackson, that is her second of two on the Uptown record label from November 1965. Find Me a Lover is the name of that tune. We continue here on the Vinyl Treasure. Here's another twin spin up next here for this group. You know this group. We go back to Newark, New Jersey. This is their 7th of 22 releases on the Philips record label. This tune written by Denny Randell and Sandy Linzer, produced, of course, by Bob Crew and arranged by Charlie Colello. This charted number 26 on WBBQ in Augusta, Georgia. And I know Miami Santi likes this group. This is Miami Santi, is this your favorite group? I think this might be your favorite group, if I'm not mistaken, but we're going to send it out to him anyway. March 1965, Frankie Valli on lead. These are the Four Seasons on the Philips label, and their tune is called Betrayed.
When your best friend tells you end.
He always said we'd be.
But it's to the end.
What kind of friend does he take in my girl when he knew that she left the world to me? I was betrayed. For as long as I live, I'll never forget her enough to forgive what he did to me. Too late I see. I was
B-sides here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Those are the Four Seasons. That's the B-side to a song called Toy Soldier, which did better. That side, though, also charted regionally there by the Four Seasons. Song entitled Betrayed, March 1965 on the Phillips label. I send that out to Miami Santi. He's in our Oldies and More chat room there, and Miami said that it is one of his top 5 groups along with others too. Nobody can really have a just one group, but he also likes the Beatles and the Stones and the Bee Gees. I wish I could play a Beatles record. YouTube will hang me if I play a Beatles 45, that is for sure. I might be able to get away with the Rolling Stones. I have to check, because if I see somebody else that has the 45 spinning, then I can get away with it. I have no problem playing it on Oldies and More Radio if I was just on the stream. But the YouTube guys, they can sometimes give me problems for big hits. That's why, but I gotta check it out because I would want to try it. I probably would try it like on an afternoon show. If I was going to do like a countdown, that would be, excuse me, like a good measure. Because that's what I plan to do when I retire. I'm just going to do a spontaneous countdown show of some like WJMO. That is a great station, by the way, to do a countdown to. Anyway, Johnny G babbling on here on a Monday evening, but those were the Four Seasons. And we know the Four Seasons, Daryl, you have the album, right? They had a Christmas album. That was pretty cool because my Aunt Valerie, we had a party one time down, we have a finished basement, and we had like a Christmas party. And she had all... And I didn't have any, my Aunt Mary didn't have any Christmas albums, but she had Christmas albums. She brought them, and, we had that old style Victrola, and, she left them at the house for months. So there was the Four Seasons Christmas album, and I never really knew all the songs that were on there. I mean, eventually, when I started collecting records, because this was when I was a kid, collecting records, then I knew a lot of their records came out on 45. But I liked that Christmas album. I would play it in the summertime. She left it up there. She left it in the basement. She said, "Johnny, when are you bringing my albums? You've had them, since Christmas time, and here we are in the summer." So I ended up eventually, heartbroken, giving her albums back. But anyway, here is a twin spin by the Four Seasons. This one charted number 26. No, I said that. This one was from their Four Seasons Greetings. That was it, from 1962. And I think most of the records came out on singles, if I'm not mistaken, but I only had this one filed, so I figured I'd give it a spin here. October 64 release on the VJ record label, the Four Seasons, with a Christmas tune. It's called I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus.
I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus last night. I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus last night. I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus underneath the mistletoe last night.
Sounds of the season here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Twin spin there by the Four Seasons. One on the Phillips label, this one on Vivian Carter's VJ record label, Four Seasons. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, October 64. I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. Yes, I did. Let's flip over some of those requests for those of you in the YouTube chat room that you asked Johnny G to flip over. I featured Chi-Chi McCauley early in the show, May 1964, on the Redbird record label, I Know He Loves Me, and it was Warren that asked Johnny G to flip it over, so we'll send this one out to Warren Russell from May 1964. Chi-Chi McCauley on the Redbird record label. This is the B-side. It's called Memory Lane Without You. Chi-Chi McCauley for Warren. As by request for Warren Russell there, that's Chi-Chi McCauley. Chi-Chi McCauley there, that record, that song is the title here is Memory Lane Without You, but maybe inspired by the Hippies 63. Well, actually before, they were known as the Stereo/Tams. Before that, they did a song called Memory Lane, and I think that they used a lot of at least inspired her to do this song, I would say. That's what I say. Somebody want to bet me? That's what I think it was. Anyway, let's continue here. We've got another flip side here. This one, I think, for Andrew Turner. I played actually the B-side of this 45 by Vito and the Salutations from December 65 on the Red Boy label, I'd Best Be Going. That's the B-side. This is the A-side requested by Andrew Turner. It's called So Wonderful, then in parentheses, it says, So Wonderful My Love. This is Vito and the Salutations, Vito Balsamo on lead, December 65, going out to Andrew Turner.
Hungry lips will
That's a cool tune there by request for Andrew Turner. Great two-sided 45. That's actually the intended A-side of the 45. Vito and the Salutations. Vito Balsamo on lead. December 65 release. Featured it on the Red Boy record label. It's called So Wonderful, parentheses, My Love. That is a cool tune. I'd Best Be Going was the flip side on that. Now, the other flip side we're featuring is for Warren Russell. And earlier I played The Imaginations from December 62 on the Ballad label. It was called Wait a Little Longer. Now, originally this Imaginations group, the lead singer was Frank Mancuso, but he left the group in April of 1962, and then he was replaced by Bobby Bloom, and yes, the same Bobby Bloom that had Montego Bay. Went on to form the Expressions on the Parkway record. I think that's it. Yeah, that is. Same Bobby Bloom, because unfortunate that he accidentally died on February 28th of 1974 at the age of 28 while cleaning his gun. Interesting there. But anyway, let's flip over that Imaginations from December 62 on the Ballad label. I played Wait a Little Longer, Son. Well, Warren also requested the B-side. It's from December 62, The Imaginations, Bobby Bloom on lead. On the Ballad label, it's called Mama's Little Babies for Warren.
Mama, little baby, oh mama baby, mama little baby girl. With her at a high school dance, it was the first sight true romance. She seemed so all alone, so I asked if I could take her home. We started on our way. I tried to kiss her to say, stop right here, listen to me. I gotta tell you about my mommy. Mama don't like me out with boys. Mama sometimes seem awful hard. She's so afraid I'll fall in love and always sin on the baby girl. Ta-ta, mama, 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 baby. Mama, 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 baby. Mama, little baby. Hey, mama, baby. Mama, 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 baby. Mama, 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 baby. Your mama, little baby. Say, baby, now listen to me. Oh, baby, gonna set you free. Please, please don't be so sad. Give me time to talk to your dad. I'll make him understand. Oh, baby, now I'm your man. But he'll realize that you're real wise. You're old enough and now to be my bride. She said, Mama don't like me out with boys. Mama sometimes seem awful hard. She's so afraid I'll fall in love and always sin on the baby girl. Ta-ta, mama, 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 baby. Mama, 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 baby. Oh, mama, baby. Hey, mama, baby. Mama, 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 baby. Mama, 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 baby. Mama, little baby.
As by request for Warren Russell there, those are the Imaginations. December 62 release. It's on the Ballad record label, the flip of Wait a Little Longer, Son. It's called Mama's Little Baby. We got one more flip side here. And earlier I featured George Tinley and the Modern Redcaps from May 1963 on the Rowax record label out of 1650 Broadway in New York City. Song entitled They Can Dream. And it was Mark Speck that asked Johnny G to flip it over. So we're going to flip it over. We send it out instantly to Mark Speck, May 63, George Tinley and the Modern Redcaps on the Rowax record label. It's called Don't You Hear Them Laughing. This is for Mark.
Guys told me about you. They said you break my heart. I told them that was untrue, but then you went and you broke my heart. Now don't you hear them laughing? They are laughing at me. They're saying, ho, ho, ho. We told him so. They're laughing at me. Listen to them, baby. I laughed at all the fellas when they said you'd make me cry. I told them they were jealous, but now you're gone and you said a goodbye. Now don't you hear them laughing? They're laughing at me. They're saying, oh, what a clown. She fooled him around. They're laughing at me. Listen to them, baby. All fools have one thing in common. They think that they're always, but they always wake up at the final breakup with tears up in our mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now here I stand alone in my lonely misery. The fellas have all gone, but I can still hear them laughing at me. Baby, don't you hear them laughing? They are laughing at me. They're saying, ho, ho, ho. We told him so. They're laughing at me. Listen to them, baby. Don't you hear them laughing now? Come on, fella.
As by request from Mark Speck there, George Tinley and the Modern Redcaps, May 1963, released the flip side of They Can Dream. It's called Don't You Hear Them Laughing. That one there on the Rowax record label. Did I say it right? Yes, I did. And let's continue here. Here's another request. This time we head to Detroit, Michigan. This is for listener Tom Shaughnessy watching Johnny G on his big ITV. You can watch Johnny G on the ITV. If you don't want to listen on Oldies and More Radio.com, you can watch Johnny G on your PC, on your phone, on your TV, and I don't know what else you can watch me on. But anyway, so we say hello to Tom and this group out of Detroit, Michigan, as they recorded for Ed Wingate's Rick Tick record label out of Detroit. This is their 4th of 11 releases. It was produced by Al Kent and Ed Wingate. This was their biggest hit. This charted on Billboard number 63, number 6 on the R&B, and like I told you, WJMO, a big number 1 record on WJMO out of Cleveland, Ohio. It features James Epps on lead. This is going out to Tom Shaughnessy, January 1967, The Fantastic Four on Rick Tick. It's called The Whole World is a Stage.
The stage was under your costume, but your eyes revealed we were through. And I believe you. The whole world is a stage, and everybody's playing a part. You hear someone crying, but for me, it's a tragic thing. But you make your exit with the guy I thought was my friend, and I believe you. The whole world is a stage. Yes, it is, baby. Everybody's playing a part. But now that the act is all over, I can see it was nowhere.
As by request for Tom Shaughnessy there, that's the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four from January 1967 on the Rick Tick record label. That's their fourth release on Rick Tick. The Whole World is a Stage. Yes, it is. James Epps, he's the lead singer. They also recorded later. They have a release on the Soul record label. We're going to go for a couple more 45s here, then we're going to sign off here. From Johnny G doing all this back and forth, I have to multitask. A lot of people have trouble multitasking. Charlene, do you have trouble multitasking? I don't, because I'm so used to it. I've been doing it for like 45 years in my job. But anyway, from all this work, I've kind of got a whiplash in the back of my neck for that. I did. And speaking of a whiplash, that's what this group's singing about. This is on the Conlo record label. They're out of Chicago, Illinois. It came out in August of 1965. They're called The Shells. The Shells on the Conlo label. Billy Harper, he's the lead singer. It's, excuse me, called Whiplash.
There's a new dance that's going around town. You can learn it, baby, if you just stick around. It's not too fast, not too slow.
A group called the Shells, not to be confused with the Shells from Brooklyn. These Shells are from Chicago, Illinois. That one there, August 1965 on the Conlo label. Whiplash is the name of that tune. A couple more here before we sign off. And this next group, they're from Queens, New York. They have this one release on the Coed record label. They're called Marva and the Savoys. This one here from May of 1963. It's called Just in Your Imagination. This is on Coed.
You say I lie, cheat, make fun of you behind your back. Hey baby, hey baby, hey baby, hey baby. It's just in your imagination. It's just in your imagination. Not a single thing you said about me is true. You're just having hallucinations and making up crazy situations. Really, oh baby, really I'm surprised at you. And let me tell you, it's just in your imagination. It's just in your imagination. Believe in things you didn't even see. You and your kooky exaggerations. What you need is a long vacation. And don't come back till you learn to trust in me. Well, last Saturday night, you called me on the phone. Well, I didn't answer. You knew I wasn't at home. Oh, I gave you my alibi, but you said I was telling a lie. And then you made up a story all your own. Let me tell you, it's just in your imagination. It's just in your imagination. Not a single thing you said about me is true. You're just having hallucinations and making up crazy situations. Really, oh baby, really I'm surprised at you. Hey, it's just you. Oh, hey baby. Oh, hey baby. Oh, hey baby. You're just having hallucinations and making up crazy situations. Really, oh baby, really I'm surprised at you. Hey, it's just your imagination. Hey, it's
That's Marva and the Savoys, May 1963 on the Coed record label, Just in Your Imagination. It's not in your imagination. It is definitely a reality. These are original records that I have in my possession. They are not fake MP3s that a lot of other DJs use. They are real records. You are watching the real thing. I am the real thing. Couple more records here before I lose my mind. And this group is called the Neptunes. This is on the Gem record label. I forget what I paid for this, so I'm not sure how good this one is, but we'll give it a spin. I think it's from 63 or 64. Maybe somebody knows this group, the Neptunes, on Gem. It's called Girl, That's an Awful Thing to Say.
What you promised me, what you promised me, yeah. Girl, that's an awful thing to say. Once you promised me with kisses so fine that you'd love me till the end of time. But that was such a long time ago. But now there's something I ought to know. You said it might be better if I went away. But girl, that's an awful thing to say. Girl, that's an awful thing to say. You were telling me you don't love me no more. And would I please stay away from your door? You found a new love to take the place of me. And I was just a fool, and I thought you'd see that you didn't love me anyway. But girl, that's an awful thing to say. Girl, that's an awful thing to say. After all I've done for you, now you're telling me that we are through and that you never needed me anyway.
That group called the Neptunes. Floyd, are you asking me to turn the 45 over? I don't know. The Neptunes there, I think 63, early 64. It's on the Gem record label. Girl, that's an awful thing to say. And what about this record here? This is from May '64. I think she's originally from Alabama, but she might have had, then went up to Detroit way. I'm not sure. But Johnny May Matthews, I got a number of records by her in my collection. This is from May '64. It's on the Spokane label. Johnny May Matthews. It's called "Worried About You."
Worried about you. Worried about you. I'm so worried about you.
If I call you just a little too often, when I speak of you, each time I'm talking, it's 'cause I'm
Worried about
oh, don't you know, worried,
you. Worried about you.
I'm so worried about you. I'll write a card to you each holiday, but when I see you, I'll have nothing to say. It's 'cause I'm
Worried about you.
don't you know I'm worried?
Worried about you.
I'm so worried about you. The reason I do the things I do, it may seem a little strange to you, yes. I'll call your name, wanna think. It's all because of you. Oh, yeah. You wonder why I sit and cry every time you say goodbye. It's 'cause I'm
Worried about you.
don't you know I'm worried?
Worried about
Early
you.
morning, late at night, I get kind of worried.
Worried about you.
Every time I hear your name mentioned, I get worried.
Worried
Oh, I'm so worried.
Had to be careful there. There is what they call a dangerous BB hole in the dead wax there. I'll show you after we sign off here. But that's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. We close. That's not the close. We got one more record to go. But that's Johnny May Matthews on the Spokane record label, Worried About You. A nice tune there, nice ballad by her. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show. I want to thank you for joining Johnny G, listening to original vinyl 45s out of my collection. You want to get in touch with me, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. I'll take your requests. I'm taking 50s Christmas song requests, so you can send me that, or if you know some other 60s records, because after next Monday night, I'm not going to be playing the Christmas songs anymore. That's going to do it. That'll actually be, is it Christmas week next week? Yeah, it is Christmas week next week. That's going to do it for the Christmas tunes. But again, send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com if you missed any part of the show. Those of you that are watching on the YouTube stream, it'll be up probably a little later this evening. The show actually goes up instantaneously. I haven't had, knock on wood, any problems with the copyright, but it should be there. I also record the show to upload on my vinyltreasures.net website, so I know a lot of you go there to download the show or stream the show live there, so you can do that also. But anyway, that's going to do it for tonight, and I hope you dug on all the cool 60s records out of my collection. I'll be back next Monday night, 8 o'clock. For those of you tuned in on Oldies and More Radio, and also those of you on YouTube, tell your friends about it. Become a subscriber to Johnny G's Vinyl Treasure Show, and we'll all have some fun on Monday nights and also on Saturday nights. I'll be back this coming Saturday at 10 o'clock, 10 to 1 a.m., and longer with overtime for more cool 50s Group Harmony 45s out of my collection. So everybody have a great week. Thank you again, Charlene, for helping me again, as I am a pest. Or actually, I say sometimes I become an ogre, but I'm not. I'm really not. I can't really wait to retire. That's really the main thing on my mind. But anyway, thank you all for tuning in tonight. Our closer tonight is a request for Cheryl Morgan. Cheryl Morgan, this is from October 1965. She requested a Roy Orbison tune. This one is on MGM Records. This is his second release on MGM. A song that charted number 46 on Billboard, but it was a big number one record. This was a number one record on WACL in Waycross, Georgia. Anybody tune into that station? WACL in Waycross, Georgia. This was a number one record, and this is for Cheryl Morgan. October 65, Roy Orbison on MGM. It's called Crawling Back. I'll be crawling back this coming Saturday night. Just want to say, everybody, so long for Cheryl.
Only you and no one else can keep me crawling back. You know I can't help myself, and now I'm crawling back. After all you've done to me, the times you've turned me down, I still will be your clown because I love you. I'm crawling back. You know I would die for you. Heaven knows how I have cried for you. But what else can I do but crawl on back to you? Ooh, crawling back to you. People stop, they talk, and they stare, but they don't know that you
Okay, folks, that's the great Roy Orbison there. He's definitely got a great voice, Roberta, that is for sure. So here's that, look at this deadly BB hole. You see the hole there? See the hole in the dead wax. See that? You can see, but that's Worried About You, Johnny May Matthews. That's there on the Spokane label. And then this, I had this in the box for Cheryl for a long time, and didn't get it. I figured, I'd play it for Cheryl tonight. There you go, Cheryl. The Crawling Back by Roy Orbison, a big record in Georgia. Okay, folks, thank you all again. I'll see you next Monday night. If not, I'll see some of you guys and gals on Saturday.